Now, I know a little bit about insurance. Like, my dad was home, and, my dad has, like, home and car insurance. And I know that the Affordable Care Act is health insurance. But what other kinds are out there?
Woo. Okay, there are the professional liability. There are E&O, which would be errors and omissions insurance, or would be like a professional, say like malpractice insurance or for an attorney. Then you also have life insurance. Pretty much anything that would be important that keeps you up at night, you may insure.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
And welcome to the Tiberius Show today. And I'm your host, Tiberius Boy. And as always, we're looking at various jobs and how they affect the world around us. Today's test is going to be very interesting. We're going to talk to an insurance broker and owner. Do we know what an insurance broker does? Well, I think it's like an agent, but you know what? Let's just talk to this guy and find out. Let me introduce our next guest, the one, the only, the amazing Tracy Milner.
Well, I want to start off by saying thank you so much for having me here. As far as the difference between a broker, an agent, and an owner, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. The difference would be if you're an agent, usually you're captive. You're only able to write a certain line or a certain product. When you are a broker, you're able to go out and get multiple lines, able to write multiple things, which leads to the absolute fun and festivity, which is insurance.
So, what is insurance as a whole? What defines insurance?
Ooh, okay. Insurance is one of the oldest professions. I know it's at least the second. It's not the oldest. We won't need to go there, though. It's one of the oldest professions. And basically what insurance is a contract to take the things which would be important to you, that assets or your why, if I was going to go Simon Sinek on you, take those things and transference of risk to a company to make sure that they can replace or give you a cash value were that commodity or whatever it is that you're insuring were to be lost or broken or destroyed.
So, give me an example of it. You know what? How about that?
Well, the most common example is those of us who operate motor vehicles. You're driving down the road and you hit the brakes, and next thing you know, bam, you get hit in the back, the airbag opens up, smash your face into it, and then you get out and you go, what just happened? And your insurance will kick in from that point on, and then you wonder why you can't afford insurance anymore because people keep hitting you. That would be the easiest example.
Now, I know a little bit about insurance. Like, my dad was home, and, my dad has, like, home and car insurance. And I know that the Affordable Care Act is health insurance. But what other kinds are out there,
Woo. Okay, there are the professional liability. There are E&O, which would be errors and omissions insurance, or would be like a professional, say like malpractice insurance or for an attorney. Then you also have life insurance. Pretty much anything that would be important that keeps you up at night, you may insure.
So what's the wildest or most surprising thing that someone tried to get insured?
Wow. Okay. We could dig into the memory banks there. Probably the most recent thing that was kind of crazy that somebody insured is he had $100,000 worth of bourbon. He was a bourbon collector in the area. And I'm not sure. The only thing I was able to get him taken care of, but I did ask the underwriter, what happens if he drinks it? Is it still insured? Because I'm pretty sure that once you've had it and it's been recycled and it's gone, that there's no insurable interest there.
So, Tracy, how do you figure out what kinds of insurance someone needs, more importantly, how much to get?
Well, the kind of insurance they need will be based upon what they're trying to insure for. If it's a home, obviously if it's homeowners. If it's an auto, obviously it's auto. Then you can get into different levels of business. If you're an attorney, if you're a doctor, if you're a carpenter, if you have a general contracting, or even if you have a radio show and you're trying to make sure that you have insurance that will cover anything that might be considered that you would say that might be false advertising or things along those lines. So that can be insured as well.
Now, I know I want to be driving in a few years, but Dad said I can't, until I pay for my own insurance. So, what does that normally cost, and why do I need it to be able to drive?
Well, insurance in the state of Florida, or pretty much in any state, is necessary to be able to operate a motor vehicle. However, there are many people running around without it, which is a whole nother reason why you need to have it. Because cars aren't cheap and they're not free. The ability to drive is a fantastic thing. Once you're 16 and your parents are out and, they've been driving you all over the place, and now that you're 16 and you know everything and you know everything about everything, and now you get this freedom to take care of yourself, it can be expensive, but that is totally up to the 16-year-old. Don't hit things, drive safe. And one of the parts about being a broker as opposed to just an agent is I have multiple places to put the 16-year-old, and the ability to maintain is depending upon the niche with the company. Each company has its things that they do better, and we have a number of markets that are perfect for 16-year-olds. Still not cheap, though.
Now, most kids my age, and even some adults, say that insurance is boring. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Now, can you explain why they're wrong?
Absolutely. Insurance is sexy. Anybody who doesn't think insurance is fantastic hasn't really spent any time. You're talking about your grandpa's insurance. In this day and age, no, I'm lying. It's boring. It's super boring. But it's necessary. It's called a necessary evil. It's kind of like when you're in school, English. Gotta have it. You got to be able to speak it. You got to be able to punctuate. You got to be able to read, but not exciting.
It's like taxes.
Not excited. Yeah. No, that's a whole nother beast. Thank you for saying that, because now my mood's kind of eh.
So do you have to go to college or get special training to do this job?
Well, you do have to get deputized. You have to be deputized by the state. College, they do have insurance courses in college. I have a degree in computer science, but it had nothing to do with insurance. So you do have to get deputized because you have to be licensed. You have to understand just a basic couple simple things. Who are you insuring? What are you insuring them for? And don't lie, and don't sign anybody else's signature on things. Those are the main things. And then you get your license, and then you rock and roll. You get out and you know people, and you try to help them protect what's important.
So if a kid wanted to grow up and be an insurance agent or a broker, what advice would you give him or her?
You need to dream more. You need to understand. But if you actually want to be insurance, if you care about people, if you want to know a lot, well, actually a fair amount about a bunch of things, insurance is your gig. It does go into many different venues. You can insure a lot of things that actually are kind of fun. Like you get into insuring boats or some businesses or the bourbon collection. And then you get to go to conventions. Insurance conventions are where all the chicks hang out. It's a good time. It's really a good time. No, if you want to do it, I would recommend, think about being a baseball player or an astronaut first, but once you realize you can't do those things, come to insurance. It's very, very stable, and it's something that as you grow, you can pass on your agency to your loved ones. And I'll keep trying to figure out ways to make sure that it's sexy, but I don't know if I can.
Well, here seems like a good time to take a quick commercial break. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
So you want to make an ad for your company, right?
Yeah, Tiberius, you want to help me?
Okay, so what's the name of the company?
PPWND.
PP what?
Professional Pressure Washing and Detailing.
So you like clean driveways?
Yeah, like that. We pressure wash commercial buildings and semi-truck and trailers.
So how would someone get a hold of you?
They can visit my site at ppwnd.com or call me at 407-900-7793.
So I just tell them to call you at 407-900-7793 or visit ppwnd.com?
Yeah, Tiberius, you got it.
Cut, that's a wrap. Just use that.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And we're back here talking with Tracy Milner, insurance expert and a retired dishwasher. Wait, what?
Well, grew up in a single-parent household, and mom needed some help, I decided. So I had a paper route, walked around the neighborhood with a lawnmower, did various things, and then got a job washing dishes at the tender age of 12. Illegal now, maybe should have been illegal then, but made $2.75 an hour, and I still sounded like a little girl. My voice hadn't changed, and I was like, "Okay, boss." And it was a hard job, but it was the beginning to a 40-year restaurant career, which I got out of during COVID and brought me to this.
Huh. So why did you choose the restaurant business? Were you hoping for free food?
If you looked at my waistline, you would think that would have been the biggest driver. No, it was just one of those things that I needed to make money. Then I actually went to school, got a degree in computer science, and ended up going to run restaurants for a number of years. I always like to throw a party, so that was a good part of it.
So what is something you learned working at the restaurant that still helps you in insurance today?
Well, this is actually delivering on a promise. If you open the doors, if you open a business, you're saying you're going to do something. If you're selling burgers, make the best burgers you can. If there's fries involved, make sure they're always fresh and hot. And it's really, that business is just like insurance, where there's simple things. In the restaurant business, it's hot food, cold drinks, clean bathrooms. If you do those things, delivered with a smile, you're good to go. In insurance, it's really pay attention. We have 2 ears, we have 1 mouth. Understand the ratio for a reason. Listen more than you speak, and then listen to what's important to the people, and then figure out your best market for them and take care of them, and then you create, hopefully fans for life. It's all about relationships. It's all about taking care of people.
So what are some of the really dumb mistakes people make with insurance?
They look price only. They also think that the insurance company isn't going to be able to find out anything about them. The insurance company knows where you live. They know who lives in your house. They know who owns your car. And if you go for life insurance, they know, there's a joke in life insurance that a guy said that he didn't have, Alzheimer's, but he forgot. There's a guy who said he had a heart of a 30-year-old, but he actually had a heart transplant about a month earlier. A multitude of things that people think that the insurance company will never know, so I just won't tell them. And not telling the truth ends up making it harder for you to be able to get covered what you need to be covered. I always tell the truth because everybody knows. In this day and age, they know everything.
So what can they do to avoid that issue?
Be honest. Be honest. Not,
Have integrity.
Well, yeah, integrity. That's a good word. It's a good word. Probably too big for my vocabulary as an insurance guy, but it's a big word. Always tell the truth, and we will always do our best to take care of you. The insurance companies, there is a market for you out there somewhere, and the thing that people forget about is they just want to get the insurance, so they will say whatever they have to do to get it as cheap as possible. But the only time that you're really worried about the insurance is when you need it. If you get into an accident, if you have something happen to you, and if you lack integrity at the beginning, you're opening up the insurance company's ability to not pay out. And nobody wants that. If you get in an instance where you need it, it should be able to pay.
Now, I read your bio, and you have like 6 kids. How do you even find the time to get any work done?
That's funny. All the kids were actually had while in the restaurant business. 4 of them are my own. I have 2 stepchildren. Now that all of the kids that are my own are grown, it's created a great amount of time. And I really only have 1 child living in the house with me right now. And he's actually working on my social media campaign. So, now we got to, go ahead and get to the youth. These guys know more about TikTok than I could. I can't spell TikTok. So,
How do you spell it?
I don't know. TikTok. So, but, he's able to help. So I actually, I try to help all of it. And they're all invited to come and work with me. But none of them seems to really have a desire to come into the exciting world of Tracy Milner Insurance.
So
it's a pretty cool place.
So actually, about that question, do you think your kids like your job, or is it just like dad stuff to them? Because like your dad does it.
It's dad stuff. It's dad stuff. It's 100% dad stuff. Because I even try to have some of them help me hire some people, especially on the life insurance side, because it's a good way to make some money while you're in school. And they just can't seem to quite sell it. So they end up getting to me. And then sometimes I'll be able to get people to sell it, but I still haven't taught them how to sexy it up, exciting it up. There's really no way to do it. I've tried.
Now, you run your own company with your partner, Faith. So what made you decide to take the leap to start your own company?
Well, to me, the American dream, the way it's built, and I'd hate to get serious for a second, but it's built on the entrepreneurial spirit. And if you really want to find out who you are as a human being, open a business. Have you be the boss, have you be 100% responsible, because there will be times you will cry, you will scream, you will want to stick your head in the oven or the microwave, not to be too graphic, but you'll learn about yourself. And at the end of the day, the feeling when things start to work and they actually start to click, there's really nothing better. It's a feeling of accomplishment. And okay, now I'll get back to being goofy, because I want to be my own boss.
So Tracy, what is the most misunderstood part about your work?
The most which one?
Misunderstood. Let's restart that question.
I'm sorry.
Most misunderstood is the question.
Hold on, reset.
I'll re-ask it.
2.
So Tracy, what's the most misunderstood part about your work?
The most misunderstood, that's a really easy question. People think that I make the rules, that I tell people what to do, that the insurance company is me. And it's not me. I'm a broker. I'm an agent. I put you in the right place. I have to appeal to the underwriter. I have to appeal to the insurance company. I have to make sure that you're telling me everything I need to know so that I can get the stuff for you. And when I ask for other stuff, it's not me. I want you to sign. I want us to high five, and I want you to be covered. But there's a little bit more to that. So that would be the most misunderstood part.
So what's the best advice that you've ever received, and who gave you that advice?
Wow. The best advice that I've ever received would be, honestly, it actually goes back to my grandfather. He used to use a word called stick-to-itiveness. And, now I guess I would call it perseverance, though stick-to-itiveness is a lot more fun to say. Stick to it. If you have a dream, if you have something you want to accomplish, if you have anything that really makes your clock tick, stay with it. Don't give up. The only people that fail are the ones that quit.
That's true. Now, why would a kid listening today want to grow up and do your job?
Because he could. Look at me. What, are you kidding me? Why would he want to do it? Because it's a good income. You could be your own boss, and actually the involvement that I have in the community and the businesses that I help thrive and the people that I help grow and the knowledge that we share, it's worth it. I mean, it's fun. I'll joke about it. It does get boring. It does get frustrating. But at the end of the day, I do feel like I'm helping people get to a better place, and I'm helping them get more bang for their buck, and I'm creating value.
At least you didn't say that you don't want to do my job. So on that note, let's take a quick break to pay some bills.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
And we're back here talking with Tracy Milner, insurance man, dad, and so much more. Not my dad, 6 other kids' dad. So in your bio, you said that reputation is everything. So how do you build a good reputation?
Just do what you say. I guess a word you used earlier was integrity. I would definitely say integrity comes into play. And along those same lines, I'm going to go a little bit Neon Dion on you. Other people's opinion of me is really none of my business. But as far as my business goes, I'm gonna deliver on my promise. I opened it to do one thing. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna lie to you. And if you come to me with some false information, I'm probably gonna call you out. But all I'm trying to do is help you. All I'm trying to do is help you and keep it simple. I'm a firm believer in the KISS principle, which is keep it simple, and I won't tell you what the last S is, but.
So how about branding? Is that just the logo, or did you do more to build out what you wanted to do?
Branding is a little bit of everything, and it's part of what I'm trying to do with social media as well. But again, it's delivering on the promise. I'm involved in some chambers. I'm involved with a number of marketing groups, and one of the key things is if you're old like me, you realize back in the day, people used to say, I got a guy. So all I'm trying to do is be the guy. And, it's really not complicated. Make sure when somebody comes to you with a problem, you listen and you solve it. That's why the M&L Insurance Solutions. So I don't call myself an insurance agent. I call myself a solution agent. In this day and age, if you're going to open a business, you better be a solution to a problem.
So how do you stand out from other insurance companies? I don't see any ducks, geckos, or staff in white aprons, so I think we're good. You can say it.
How do I stand out? Have you seen this face? I mean, goodness gracious, are you kidding me? And my jovial personality, and you should just don't get me started on dad jokes because it'll be all over. I'll be the star. No, just kidding.
So what is one skill that every teen should learn before becoming an adult?
An understanding of money and how it works, understanding of bills, understanding of savings accounts.
Finances.
Just complete finance. Yeah, thank you, because apparently that word wasn't going to come to my mind. So that's why you're here. I'm glad. Can you come with me everywhere? Just an understanding of finance, how it works, what you're trying to accomplish, and learning from the beginning how to take care of things so that you don't have to worry about them down the road because nobody told you.
So how would you encourage young people, listening in to get to the industry field?
To get to the industry field of insurance?
Yes.
Woo! What I recommend? I would recommend that you get into knowing how to self-market. You get into knowing how to understand people. You learn about business. And then you figure out that, hey, you know what? I can help protect this. And there's such a broad field of things that you can do in it, that if you just get into a little niche and make it your specialty and keep the main thing, there's prosperity there. There's prosperity there. You don't have to know everything about everything. Just like, I mean, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. If you try to eat it all at once, you're going to look like me.
Okay, so do you think AI has like a positive role in your industry at all, or are you worried it might take over parts of a job and then cost people a living?
No, I think AI is essential. Somebody has to be able to put together the information that goes into the AI. I do think there's a multitude. I think AI, I mean, it's the future. There's no way of denying it. However, we have to make sure that we understand what's going into it, and we can't become lazy. If we become lazy and try to make AI everything, I think it will end up turning into one of those horror movies from back in the 80s or 90s about how the computers take over the world.
Don't be like me. Don't be lazy. Don't procrastinate. I learned that in school.
Procrastinators of the world unite.
That's me.
Tomorrow. Okay.
No, not tomorrow. Well, if you had to go back in time and give your 14-year-old self advice, what would it be?
Well, that thing I talked to you earlier about, my grandfather, stick-to-itiveness, perseverance, believing in yourself, I would have really told myself at that point in time to do it. Because, let me tell you, the thing about life is what happens while you're making other plans. And if you have the proper plans going in, you're going to get the proper results coming out. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I could sit here and act like I'm a finished product. I mean, I am jacked up as anybody. I have made as many mistakes as anybody, but I got up every time that I got knocked down. And I'll probably get knocked down again, and I will get back up and just keep rocking and rolling. So 14-year-old self, don't be afraid of failure. It's part of the process. And smile. Just smile and be nice. The world's a whole lot easier that way.
Ready for a big question?
Pardon?
Ready for a big question?
Yeah, let's go.
Ready?
Yep.
What's the biggest mistake that you've ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Ooh, biggest mistake I ever made. Ooh, man, I wish I had my computer here because I need to dig back into calendar. Biggest mistake I ever made involves somewhere where I quit at something. It has to be. I couldn't tell you exact because there might be other people I would bring into the conversation, and so not to be victim status. I just made some mistakes, and when I made them, I went, I'm a failure. I stink. I'm no good, and I quit, and I started over in something else. That would be the biggest mistake I made, not believing in myself and thinking that I was a failure because I messed up.
So, do you play video games? And if so, what's your favorite one?
Do I play video games? Let's see. I think I play, I'm a big solitaire guy. Candy Crush. I'm no good at any of them. I try to play some of the word things to keep my brain moving. My brain moving. But I don't play a whole lot of video games. I should play more. It actually sounds fun.
Okay, so what's your favorite book to read then?
Oh, no, I read a lot.
Since you don't play video games as much.
I read a lot. I would say my favorite book I've read would be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And shortly after that, I would say would be Atomic Habits. Two great books. The first one has to do with the mindset. The craziest thing about Think and Grow Rich is that it was written in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
It was written in the 30s, and it's still applicable today. And Atomic Habits is just about you get 1% better every single day. Where are you at the end of a year? You're, 365% better.
Yeah.
And if you make a mistake, getting back to that 1%. But just keep trying to improve, evolve, and grow.
Okay. Now, can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show. But the one story, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on. You can tell me. I mean, I know that I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, tell me the one story I'm not supposed to tell you. Okay, I will tell you a story because I've been a little bit crazy in my life. I was going to college. My first car was a 74 Camaro, a little bit too fast, Corvette engine in it, bright yellow. Took great care of it. It was too fast for a 16-year-old kid to have. But I started, the lucrative business of washing dishes had gotten me to the point where I could buy this car on my own. So I bought it, and one night we're hanging out, and there may or may not have been beverages involved in this, but my friend had a Mustang. We decided to race up a hill. All of a sudden, he hits the brakes. I'm like, why is he hitting the brakes? And then I realized that we were right by the beach, and there was a road that went across. And I slammed on the brakes, went across the road, didn't hit anybody, nobody died. The only thing I did was go into the sand. I got a little bit airborne. Maybe not as good as Chevy Chase in the Vacation movie. I didn't go 50 feet, but I probably went about 10 feet, and I crashed. It didn't hurt the car. I just went into sand. I had to pay to get it towed. But that allegedly may have happened back in about 1982.
Okay. So, is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you and what you do?
Wow. Just that, I care. I genuinely care for people's well-being, and I'm a firm believer that the world is relational, and it's about relationships. And I would love to meet anybody or everybody who desires to learn something about insurance. It just doesn't mean I have to take care of them. It just means that we talk about it. And then, sometimes I look at people and say, you know what, you have the best policy I've ever seen. High five, have a nice day. Call me when you have something that's wrong. Because right now, everything that you have is right. And it happens often. And the other thing they should know about me that I really, really, really like French toast. I like French toast.
So we'll send you a package of French toast.
Okay. That's a deal, man. You'll be my best friend. You'll be on my Christmas card list.
Well, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
One question that you forgot to ask me. What is the insurance product I believe in the most?
What is it?
It is actually life insurance.
Oh.
Because I've had some people, I actually myself experienced the loss of some family members that didn't have it, and we had to figure out how to get them the funeral and get all that put together. And the other aspect of it is I actually lived through this. It got COVID in 2021, found out I had 90% blockage in my 3-man arteries and had to have a triple bypass. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then I realized one of my life insurance policies had living benefits in it. And because I had had a heart attack and had a bypass, I've got a rather large check, tax-free, sent to me that actually saved me financially. It absolutely saved me. Most people don't think about it that way. Life insurance is only about people dying, but that's one of the reasons I believe in it the most, because it actually, not to end off so serious, but it did make a big difference in my life.
So what is the best way for any of my listeners to find you on social media? Or maybe you can give your website.
It's mnlinsurance.com or mnlinsurance with a S @gmail.com would be my email address. Anybody can call. And actually, I'll give you my number. You can call me 352-901-5931. And, don't call me and start breathing heavy in the phone, because I got insurance for that too.
We're going to charge interest. Well, thank you, Tracy, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Sure, I would love that. I love math. As long as it's not more than 10.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810.
Tiberius' favorite subject It's Math Corners!
And thank you so much, Tracy, for helping me with Math Corners. This week, we're just going to multi-step word problems. My dad is always good at finding new problems for me to solve, and today, we're going to talk about an insurance broker. You should be good at this one, right? Maybe.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I'm going to go with allegedly.
Samantha is an insurance broker who sells different types of insurance. Her commission payment is spread out over 12 months. Last week, she sold 4 auto policies at $1,500 each with a 5% commission, 3 home policies at $2,000 each with a 7% commission, and 2 life insurance policies at $3,000 with a 10% commission. How much is her total commissions earned for the week, and how much will she get paid each month for last week's worth?
3.14721, whatever pi is. No, you lost me at Samantha.
Okay, so you know what? I'll just go ahead and explain it. Well, first is a real-world problem because, it's important to keep track of your commissions and ensure that you're being paid correctly. So first you have to figure out the total commissions for the week. So you got 4 times 1,500, which is 6,000, sorry, 6,000. And, they have to times that by 0.5 or 5%, and you get $300. So next you 3 times 2,000, which is 6,000, times that by 0.07 or 7%, and you get $420. Finally, you get 2 times 2,000, which is great, and then 6,000, and you times that by 0.1 or 10%, and you get, that one's just released 600 again. So now you add the 300 plus 420, which is 720, and then you add the 600, which is $1,320 total commission. But wait, there's more. My dad never makes it that easy. Now you have to figure out the monthly payment. So now you have to take this, 1,320, divide that by 12, and you get $110 a month. That's pretty good. So Tracy, do you have to do the math to figure out your commissions each week, or do you have a program that does it for you?
I have a program that does it for me.
You lucky.
And I have a calculator, and I have a phone, and I asked Faith to do it too.
My teacher said that I would use math every single day. How do you use math with your work?
Oh my goodness, it never stops. Commission is one. I'm not great at math, but it is one. And then when you start figuring out, people will buy a policy, but they can't afford to pay for the whole thing, but it has to be paid in full. You go to finance, and then the finance, there's an interest rate to finance because people that are selling money need to make money from selling money. And then you'll figure out what their monthly payment will be based upon that. Also, you figure out a lot of times, a homeowner company, the mortgage company will pay for the homeowner's insurance. So then what they'll do is they'll put that into what's called an escrow account. At the escrow account will then go ahead and divide it by 12 and then figure out how much adds to the mortgage payment on the principal of the mortgage. And, but now I just confused myself. My name's Tracy. I think.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for your help with Math Corners.
My pleasure.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're talking about leadership. For me, I think leadership is the act of loving what is good, having self-control, and being disciplined. The qualities of leadership are providing guidance and direction, organization, and being a positive influence on others. So my dad brought on a new guy called Ray, and, I got to see my dad, show him the ropes of how he works. They did a job where someone was not able to print to his printer. Ray went on site and fixed the problem while he was driving, but while he was driving back to the office, the client called back saying some settings were still... Yeah, let's redo that. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't have that. I will switch to this one. Okay. Positive influence on others for the cut in 3, 2.
So my dad brought on a new guy called Ray, and I got to see my dad, show him the ropes of how he works. They did a job where someone was not able to print to his printer. Ray went on site and fixed the problem, But while he was driving back to the office, the client called back saying some settings were still messed up and he was going to get a different printer. So instead of cashing the check, my dad decided that they would call the client together and offer to install the new printer instead. My dad showed leadership in showing Ray that we wait until the job is completely done and the client's happy before cashing their check. This is also partially integrity because it's showing that you wait until the job's actually fully done, and it's just having integrity, man. So, Tracy, do you have an example of leadership that you saw this week?
Example of leadership I saw this week. Well, first of all, that's fantastic what he just did. Integrity to me and leadership is doing the right thing even when nobody's watching, which I love. Example of leadership that I saw this week where I was at a volleyball tournament. And at the volleyball tournament, one of the parents and one of the kids in the volleyball tournament became upset because they weren't playing that much. And then I watched the coach take the time to listen to both of them and explain to them that the playing time is coming. If they just need to be patient. And then actually had the gall to be able to talk to them and had the ability, the leadership ability to tell people what they don't want to hear, even though they need to hear it. And, say, hey, you need to do this. You need to give me a little bit more effort. And if you do it, and then later on in the tournament, the player listened to the coach, did what they said, and then the coach really showed leadership at this point in time because she delivered on the promise that she made earlier. If you do these things for me, I will do this. And they did them, and then she did it. So all of a sudden there was just a whole bond between two of them. A situation that was not great, much like the printer story, ended up being a great situation because they had a conversation. They didn't agree. And at the end of the day, they walked out hugging on each other and loving on each other because the situation ended up getting better via leadership.
Well, we should always try to be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
100%. Roar.
And that's our show, folks. I'm going to thank the one, the only, the amazing Tracy Milner for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about your work as an insurance broker and owner of your own business.
Well, I want to start off by saying thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And, you guys are amazing hosts, and I'm just very, very happy to be invited, and I'd love to come back whenever you want to have me.
Well, do you mind giving your social media and website again before you go?
Absolutely. M, the word and, the letter L, insurancesolutions.com, and M&L Insurance Solutions .com, also at Instagram, at Facebook, and at LinkedIn. Remind me, old age setting in. And also my phone number, 352-901-5931.
And that number again is 352-901-5931. And you can call M&L Insurance Solutions. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And I would like to thank WWPR 1490 AM, KNT98, Soul Radio 24/7, Easyway TV, and all the other stations that air on my show. And please visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. So, Tracy, are you subscribed yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll check on that in a second. Oh, and this week, Donald Rick Thomas 8965 says, that was cool. And Stand4 7998 says, great idea for a podcast. And Xenon YTFR says, keep grinding, man. Cash also loves your vids. Well, thanks, Cash. And be sure to leave me a comment on my videos, and I might even mention yours at the end of the show. Also, be sure to listen to us next on the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy. And that's a wrap.